Good afternoon. How are you today? Well, it is hot as hell, but it's sunny and it's nice. And what I did earlier was I gave a kind of political speech over in Fairfax. Really, it was a way of saying thanks to people that contributed to the Democratic Party, talk about the issues. And it was my first political meeting post or during the pandemic, which there were more people in the room. Everybody was double vaxxed, and we mostly wore masks until I spoke, and then I took it off, and I was at a distance from everybody. But I may put it up, if the sound is good, I'll put it up as my podcast, and you can hear for yourself what I gleaned from talking to the Democrats at this meeting. It was pretty interesting. So let's see, in terms of things that are interesting to me, I am very distressed that Conor McGregor broke a leg and was decided to have lost the match. He, of course, was screaming in his own way. I don't think he's a polite dinner guest, by the way, but he certainly is a hell of a fighter. And he claimed that, no, say it was the doctor's direction, not that I lost. So those two guys, he and Poirier, Poirier, I think, those two are going to fight again because, this doesn't solve anything. He apparently stepped on his ankle, or it was broken in one of his moves, and he couldn't stand on it, and that's why they called the fight. Now, in the category of reckoning, are we finally going to do anything about these people who have been doing terrible things, and everybody just clucks and doesn't do anything about it? Tomorrow, Monday, we have Our Lady, Sidney Powell, called before the court to explain all the false filings that she made in Michigan. So, when you link that up with what happened with Rudy Giuliani, or is happening, it's not resolved yet, with the indictment of a Trump intimate who is the chief financial officer for his business, and things in the indictment that suggest more could be done about Trump, because there is a ledger. These guys kept an honest ledger, despite what they were doing publicly contradicted it, So that's pretty crazy, but that's what they do. Shifting gears, one of the lead stories today is about the Pfizer boost. Do we need a booster? And there's a lot more detail now about what Pfizer is thinking. And what Pfizer is thinking is there were people who last December were vaccinated. And so they're concerned that be as resilient today, particularly for older persons who may be more vulnerable. And they're going through tests, and they'll be submitting them to the FDA, and the results will be public. So it's not a situation yet where we know. Now, Fauci is of the view, between the CDC and his own efforts, that we don't need a booster now. Well, if you got your shots in, say, May, probably you're in a different category than those who got it in December. And if there is any weakness in the protection of the vaccine, it could be true. It's not probably, it could be true for those who got the vaccinations much earlier. Also, we have new space heroes. Richard Branson, a private billionaire, put together a ship. I think it was called the Virgin Galactic. I don't know why it's called that, but there it is. And the way it works is he actually takes off from the underside of a plane. And we all remember how they did it differently over the years. And then shot the rocket off, and this happened. And it went up 282 kilometers, or about 55 miles above the Earth. Now, Bezos, or one of his spokespersons, said, well, that's not really space. Space begins at 62 miles. And then the papers were saying, he made it at 55. Well, he was up high enough that gravity was suspended enough that they did float around the cabin at that level. So we have private persons out of this world, almost. So that's what I'm thinking about today, and maybe an RE tomorrow. We'll see. Depends on the stories. And so be good, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye.